stuff about borderline personality disorder and stuff related to that. I guess I'm not really sure exactly what to go off of, but I'll try to figure something out. Yeah. I've gotten some questions about my best friend. He's my favorite person and stuff like that. Generally, I do everything for my friend. Not out of because I want him to love me if I do things for him, but I try to give my friend everything that I didn't have when I was growing up. Um, and not that he takes advantage of it, but there's times where it can seem that way. One second, I'm sorry about that. There's times where it can seem like I do so much for him, and then I don't really get back what I guess I'm hoping for. Sorry. Um, so like I try to help him in any way I can. I try to buy him things, not necessarily expensive things, but I'll generally I'll do more for him than I'll even do for myself. Which obviously that's not good for me, but it makes me happy to make him happy, so that's why it's worth doing. Um, in that aspect of it, but then again, there's people that can take advantage of that. I mean, I've been friends with him for so long that I don't think that he would be like that. But there's times where I think that way, and then my brain starts doing stupid stuff, and then I will. Sorry, there's a crack on my screen protector, and I keep staring at it, and it's bothering me. But I forgot. Sorry. There's times where he'll tell me that he appreciates what he does for me, but then I'll think stupidly and then assume that he's saying that so it looks good so that I continue to do what I'm doing for him. But I don't think he's that kind of person. Um, I mean, I'm very easy to take advantage of because of who I am and how I am and how I want to be viewed by people. I guess I'm always wanting to make them happy, and then even when I see people, I have a smile on my face, but I'm not actually that happy. I mean, there are days where I feel good, but generally, if I'll walk around with kind of like a smug look, just kind of a flat look, or like heightened alert kind of a thing where I have to be aware of my surroundings, I guess, and focus. But as soon as I run into somebody that I know, I will immediately just smile. I'll be happy and get that narcissistic kind of a look on my face, just and then with just the way that I talk and present my appearance, not physically, of course, but just how what's the word, charming I can be. But you see, I try not to be fake, but it's like I know I'm faking what I'm feeling because I'm not that happy on the inside. I want people to think that I am, so maybe that's why I act that way. And even my therapist, which I've said before, I'm really self aware of the things I do and what I don't do, and how I think and how I don't think one way. Which it's not to say that is rare, but most people with borderline personality or complex post traumatic stress, they don't generally have the insight like I do. And I'm not trying to sound narcissistic by saying that either, but it's just being aware is really good. Um, However, I get stuck in my old ways, and it's hard for me to change. I guess. Sorry. The way that I. Sorry. The way that I think of things. For instance, I was driving last night, and then my friend popped up into my head, and then I was because I texted him, and then he didn't text me back for a bit, which, uh, being where he is, right now. He doesn't generally text back right away, but um, 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 if I don't get a text back, then once in a while, not all the time like it used to be, because it was really bad before, I would just get really nervous. I would start thinking that it was something I did, something I said, something I didn't do, and then I make it my fault, and then I get all into a thing, and I start to space out, and then get nervous when there's nothing wrong. I just think like that, and it's very exhausting. I hate thinking that way. The only thing that can fix that right away is if he texts me back. Like I can just like instantly be fine as soon as he texts me back, and I know, there's nothing wrong or something. But which I hate that kind of power that that person has over, I guess, people like me, where their feelings and emotions and everything is revolved around them. And when things don't, it's not that things have to go my way, but it's just when we get into spats or fights, not physical fights, or if we don't agree on the same thing, and I try to get him to understand my view of it, and we don't agree on it, then I'll get like offset in my mind, and I'll just kind of not space out, but I'll be like, well, why doesn't he believe what I'm saying, or why doesn't he just try to put himself in my shoes and grasp grasp my concept of whatever it is that we're talking about, to diffuse the situation in some sense. But I mean, I can't jump into his head and get him to think uh, how I am, I guess. I know I have one live viewer right now. So if anybody does have any questions, they can feel free to say something if they want to. If not, it's fine. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out some things to say. Yeah, like, and then I've also talked about, I've talked about before how when my mood gets really low, do you feel like you're getting better with therapy? I've had therapy before. I saw a good therapist for about a year last year, but we had to stop therapy because we weren't agreeing on a certain topic. Well, no, it wasn't necessarily that. It was more or less my refusal to not change, but it's just she wanted me to stop doing a set few things, and I didn't want to do that because that was basically going to compromise me and my friend's friendship, and I did not want to do that. Whether the relationship was healthy or not with my friend, I don't want to ever do that. So that's kind of how that had to end. Unfortunately, because she really was a really good therapist, and I really did like her. Um, and then I didn't go to therapy for like a year, and I just found someone now because it's really really hard to find them. To answer your question, sorry. um, I've been going for like 2 months now. We're still getting through the kind of like getting to know me phase kind of a thing, but no, my friend does not know. Well, no, all right. So I'm sorry. He knows I'm in therapy, but he doesn't know necessarily why. I mean, he knows because of my childhood and all the stuff I went through, but obviously he doesn't know that it's about him. Well, or that some things are about him because like he is my favorite person and he is really one of my only close friends um, that I would do anything for, and that actually makes me feel happy and have a sense of like purpose. So obviously, if it's not for him, then I feel just really really low. Like 4 or 5 years ago, before I met him, my life was just kind of low, and I didn't really go out. I mean, I was using a lot of, well, not a lot of drugs to say plural. I was only using one drug. Because I was on drugs from 18 to like 23 ish, and then I got myself clean on my own, which is really hard to do with the stuff that I was using at the time. That my mother kind of got me onto it, but I don't really want to get into that right now unless people do want to hear about it. But I'm sorry to keep dragging on. But yeah, therapy is going better. We're getting some more things accomplished, but we haven't gotten much things done as of yet. she wanted me to get like a neuropsych evaluation or whatever it is, just to see if I have a disorder of like bipolar or something because of how my mood gets so low. Yet I can be with my friends and be happy, and then all of a sudden I'll just get really low and upset and just feel empty. Like the best way I can describe it is just feeling empty, not really having any emotions except for maybe sadness of an unknown reason, um, which I can't really get out of that. I have to let it pass. But those can last for 5 hours or even longer. My father does have bipolar. I think he does. I don't have a relationship with him, but I know he drinks a lot. And when I was around him when I was a kid, he did have really high episodes and low episodes, and it was really scary at times. But and that can be genetic, so he could have it. But she wants me to get that evaluation done when she can get me to do it, because she's waiting to find somebody to like execute the evaluation, so to speak. Um, but yeah, I mean, I like my therapist. She's a female, which I like having female therapists because not that it's a mother figure, because I when I go to therapy, I don't view it as that. It's just women generally they're more comfortable for like at least speaking for myself, I feel comfortable talking to women versus men, and I think women, in my opinion, do a better job with listening and understanding than men do. Although I do really well at listening. Like if I'm in a relationship or something, like I'll really listen well to the person that I'm with. But yeah, no, I prefer female therapists, just because, and plus they're more sympathetic, which not taking advantage of that, but that I mean like it's good because I never had sympathy or like empathy from my mother growing up, so that's probably why I want it now. Um, but yeah, let's see, where else can we go right now? I have a male one because of the whole father complex thing. Yeah, yeah, it's weird, right? Like I did have a male therapist, but he wasn't a good therapist because not because of his age. He was very well, not very old, but he was a lot older than my previous therapist. I because I've had more female therapists than I've had male therapists. Um, I hold on. I think I just forgot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He he didn't really seem to want to try in his job. Like I would tell him, oh no, I'm pretty sure I have borderline personality because I do this, 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 and this, or I have complex post traumatic stress because of all the stuff I went through, and I have these symptoms. And then he would just basically read through the symptoms and just not think I had it because it just seemed like he wasn't into it. It seemed like I was doing more of the talking than he was, and we weren't really getting any headway. And I just left because there was no sense to me to stay. Um, Not to knock male therapists or like the same sex therapist as you. I guess to say it like that. Um, but I just have luck with female therapists, to say it like that. Um, um, yeah, and I haven't been on medications for at least 3 to 4. No, no, it's been longer than that. Like at least 4 years. I just don't take them because I've been on medication since I was 15. I'm 26 now, but I stopped when I was like 22. Like I was on at least 14 different kinds for either my stuttering, my anxiety, which I haven't really been stuttering that bad in these past two videos, which is kind of weird. But I'm not obviously gonna complain. Um, but yeah, just and then my therapist actually was on the same page with me, and she agreed that me having medication is not going to help me because I have internal issues like PTSD. Do you feel like so long as everything's going okay with your PTSD? I would say yes, in some sense because my friend really grounds me, and I feel more whole. I feel, it's like when I'm in a relationship, my motivation, my self esteem, me wanting to take better care of myself, like physically and I guess mentally, all stems out of having that someone there for me. It'll kind of give me that extra push that I need versus just doing whatever I have to do on my own. Can suck sometimes, especially with my mood being how it can be. But yeah, it like having my favorite person. It definitely does have a really good impact on my quality of life. To say it like that, which yeah, that's very bad because if anything ever happened to my friend and we weren't friends anymore, that would that would really suck. I mean, like I think more about my friend than he does with me, just because I know that I think more about him. Like if I'm doing whatever, um, just because I wish I was with him or something like that. But yeah, I'm very thankful that I did meet him and that we're like really really close friends because he really knows a lot about me and how I act and how I can be and how I try not to be certain things. Like if I get mad, I try not to get mad. Like I used to really get mad and I used to punch my window in the car. I used to not argue with him, but we would get into verbal fights and I would kind of go over the top and act like a 5 year old and like slam my door. I would like slam things. I would punch things, not not ever at him or anything, but I would just express my anger in a very odd way that I wish he would never have seen. But like it wasn't anything wicked crazy. It was definitely overreactive to the situation. Yeah, but it's because of how intense my feelings were and are, and all the trauma and all that stuff just really just builds up, and you have to have some way to vent it out, I guess. But I I definitely control that a lot better now. Um, I'm not sure why, but that's good. Um, just because I try to recognize what I do wrong that I don't like about myself, and I try to fix it, but that doesn't usually work sometimes. Does your FE do things for you as well, or is it once? He does what he can. I mean, like I am older than him, so I can obviously financially do more for him. But it's not just even financially. It's just I am more invested, I guess, into making him feel better. Like a lot of times he'll tell me I'm like overreacting to a situation or something, and he can't see my side, which I mean, I've mentioned, and that really bothers me. But um, I definitely do more for him than he does, because he's limited right now in regards to what he can do. I don't necessarily want to get into specifically why, but let's just say that I'm more financially uh, higher up. Not not like I'm rich or anything, but just with where he is at with his job and stuff right now. I can obviously provide more for him, but he does thank me for what I do for him. He does appreciate it. I wish he could tell me that every day, but it's like I hang out with him almost every day when I can. I make more time for him than I do for myself, but like I'll buy him drinks, I'll buy him food, I'll buy him whatever. And because you guys don't know specifically certain things about him that I won't necessarily want to divulge, if that's the correct word, on here. Um, why he can't do as much as I can for him, then that's why it seems like I do more because I can. He will be able to do more for me, maybe within a year or two, but um, yeah, like because we're always driving around in my like vehicle and stuff like that. So I mean, like I spend money on gas, food, and all that stuff, and not that I have to, but I don't think. Well, I mean, like I would probably be lying if I said that he doesn't expect me to do things for him, but I've mentioned that to him, and he doesn't expect me to do anything for him, but it's because of my nature, who I am, that I want to make him feel happy. So I'll want to do things for him. Also, like I said, because I've never had that growing up, so I want to redo what I couldn't have as a kid, I guess, in some aspects. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's because I've had my like other friends of mine that I'm not wicked close to, just because their relationship just isn't as strong as it is with my friend. Tell me that my friend takes advantage of me and stuff like that, but it's just they're not there. I mean, I do tell them some things, but they don't know him like I know him. So you know, um, I mean, yeah, like it would be great if you could just like maybe thank me a lot more. Maybe show appreciation, but it's like how how is he gonna show appreciation when friends are just friends? If I want to say it like that, I mean, like if someone says thank you or that they appreciate it, generally that's all someone needs. But I kind of need a lot more. Do you think if you were in a relationship with the hold of that? If you, I won't get into specifics on that. Not that it matters, but um, oh, I'm sorry. Did you said if I was in a relationship with that person that would would the hold be less? I'm sorry. Or if I were in a relationship with that person that no, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. If I was in a relationship with someone else, would I be as dependent on my favorite person? I think that's what you mean. Um, that's really tough because the amount of time I've spent with my friend and the fact that he knows me like really really well, which is awesome. Because yeah, um, I don't know because like I know he's gonna be in a relationship at some point in his life, and I'm gonna have to suffer through that, to say the least. He always encourages me if I ever meet someone to pursue that relationship, which not that I've dumped. Well, I don't want to say dumped him, but like not that I've like dissed him for someone else before, but I if I did like somebody and I was hanging out with them, um, I would want to spend more time with the other person because of a few different reasons. Because they're more on my wavelength with certain things that they have going on in their lives that we can kind of relate to that I can't with my friend at this current moment in time. Um, so I could see that, but if I was in a relationship with somebody, um, that was my like ultimate relationship. Um, I wouldn't want the friendship to get screwed up, but something might happen where I see how much better the other relationship could be for me, not just like healthier in certain ways, but something could happen where that relationship could get diminished in some manner. But I don't want to think that. And friends generally last forever, generally speaking, whereas relationships could be rocky and you don't know. So if something ever did happen where it ended with the person I was going out with, and then I went back to my friend, that wouldn't really look so good. Yet, even if I did spend less time with my friend, he's not the kind of person where he would not like me because I spend less time with him or because I'm showing him less attention than I did. Even though I would still talk to him as much as I could and basically tell him everything about my other relationship, But the thing is if he tells me about his friendships or anything like that, I just start to get jealous, like it's nobody's business, because the attention doesn't get focused on me anymore. Not that it's focused on his needs or his life, but I try to make an effort to talk about him, not just about me, and help him in any way I can. But if he gets in a relationship or a friendship or whatever it is, I just get jealous. I feel less than the other person. I feel like because I have too many problems that I'm less than, and that I see it through his light, even though I can't see through his light uh, um, because I'm not him. So I can't really speak for him, but I just know that when he's talking about somebody else or to someone else, I just get jealous. And like even though we're just friends, but because of his importance to me, I can get that jealous. And I've gotten that way when I was like 14 or 15. So this has been an ongoing thing for a long, long time. I just didn't know what it was, you know. Um, um, and it's not fair to my friend that I get that way, and he does know that I feel that way, that I can get jealous, and yet he'll be there for me and supportive for me, and I could talk about my friends all fine, and that doesn't bother him, which again, that's not fair. If I flip flop and then I get into my moods and my mindsets and my sadness and my depression and my jealousy and my like in my like enviousness of him talking about um, hanging out with somebody else, and then I start to get all screwed up in the head. um, and I really hate doing that because that just ruins the friendship. Well, no, it doesn't ruin the friendship. It ruins the moment in that time where that bothers him because obviously, in like he has all right to talk about his life, talk about his friends, and hang out with other people, but it's just I have an issue trying to grasp with that because of my abandonment issues. I'll feel like eventually he'll just end up leaving me because of the issues that I have that I try hard to fight with. Like we used to get into little arguments almost every single day, but that's greatly reduced. Whether that is me learning through things or him like maturing, I guess then it might be both. But yeah, we've always got along, but there's things that you know I could get bothered by, and I just like shut down, and I get all in a funk, and then he'll ask me why. Sometimes I don't have answers, but if it's because of something that he said or did, sometimes I have answers, but generally when I get like that, I don't really know why. But well, like if it's something he said, then I might be able to know. But do you think you were trying to test the friendship? Um, yeah, I like there are times when I can be not manipulative, but where I try to figure out what's what, I guess, without asking. So yeah, there's times where I have tested it. I don't really test it much now, but I'll like I'm trying to think how I've done that before because I've done it. Um, how have I done it? Like I kind of stonewall him at times. If he talks about his friends or something, or like if I want him to know that I'm not feeling good because of something that he did, then I'll act quieter. My mood won't be as happy, and I'll be waiting for him to say, "Hey, like, what's wrong?" Sometimes that could be a long time. Sometimes that could be like right away. When something is wrong with him, I notice right away, and I want to know what's wrong and how to make him feel better. I wish he was like that towards me. He can be, but I'm more emotional. Well, I'm more emotionally aware to his facial expressions and how his tone of voice can be, because I'm very specific and like particular, and I pay a lot of attention to, in general, how people's facial expressions are, and how they talk and things like that, and because that's my way to get to know people too. But yeah, but like that's the other side of it, where if he's upset, I'll want to know what it is. I'll want to know how to help, and I'll just want to fix it all. If he sees me upset, it'll sometimes it'll take him a minute to figure out. But I wish he would try harder sometimes. But like I can only expect so much from him, because I know I need a lot more. But I don't think I ask for much, but I kind of know that I do at times. But some things are just simple that I should get from him, like emotionally. I mean that I don't get, But yeah, sorry. Like my throat's kind of sore. I don't know why. um, it's not COVID because I just took a test the other day, so it's probably just a sore throat. But yeah. I'm trying to think if anybody else has any questions that could ask me. um, not to put nobody on the spot, but it's nice to have questions because I can go off of what people really want to hear, and so I don't babble like an idiot for 25 minutes. Okay. But yeah. I'm trying to think. Um, like I really try to just be the best friend I can be without like overdoing it, I guess. I mean, like I always want to make sure that my friend is feeling happy, and like I always want to make sure that things between me and him are good, because if they're not, I'll go into a weird, not like a depression, but just like that's how strong of a hold that my friendship is with my favorite like person, where everything is about him in regards to my feelings and my emotions and everything, which that's a lot to put on somebody, but it's just that's just kind of how I am at this point. But um, just generally speaking, I want the best for my friend, and if I do things that bother him, it's not that I want to. It's just that um, um, just that my trauma, and not blaming it on my trauma, but like obviously there's flaws in me due to my trauma that I don't want, that I never would have had if I didn't go through that. That unfortunately some people have to go through. Um, but um, um, I, I'm sorry. I'm sure my friend does know how I feel about him, and that I care about him, and that I'm always there for him. But again, I just hope he doesn't take advantage of that, because he doesn't have anybody else like me in his life that goes through the lengths of things that I do, when I very well know that I do a lot more than what I should do for him. But that's my own responsibility. That's my own self to blame, I guess. But I don't do it out of like ill will. I mean, I do it out of wanting to actually make him feel good. And if I can get something back out of it, not in a manipulative way, just in a genuine way from him, then I'm really grateful to get that back. But it just sucks doing more for him than what he does. And if I withdraw from doing as many things as I do for him, then he'll notice that, and then he'll be more appreciative. So I maybe I should try to do that. But I'd feel bad doing that though, because I'm so used to doing whatever I want to do for him, that if I withdrew from that even just a little bit, it would make me feel like I'm doing something wrong when I should not feel like that. You know, I mean, like, there's nobody in my life that does anything for me to the extent that I do for my friend. You know, and it's not that I ask for much either. I mean, like, I just want someone to love me, to care about me, appreciate me, to value me, to listen to me, and just really just like be there for me. That's not much to ask for, but um, I know I require a little bit more like attention, a little bit more um, like easing of my jealousy with my partner, if I do have a partner. To where if they talk to someone else, I can get jealous, but I try to focus on what I do wrong to not do that, but it's very hard in the moment because my like automatic thinking of how I am will just kind of get into motion, and then that will kind of take over. Unfortunately, but yeah. I'm probably gonna wrap up. If anybody has any questions, I'll stay on the video for a minute or two. Um, but I'm really glad that I do have some viewers this time, and I really hope that I'm doing a little bit better with my videos. Because I know that they're really scattered around, and that I don't really have a plan on what to talk about. But I just hope that some of these things do help you guys. But yeah, I'll just leave this open if anybody has any questions for a minute. Plus, I'm tired, so no, I'm kidding. Well, I mean, I am tired, but that's not the point. I'm here for you guys. You guys aren't here for me. I think, if I said that right. Um, yeah, I think if I said that wrong, I'm very sorry. Um, I meant that in a good way. um, but yeah. Well, all right, guys. I'm gonna end this video. Again, if you guys have questions or comments, you can always feel free to leave them below. I will respond to them. Um, Bad comments, I just don't really respond to, just because there's no point to. But yeah, again, I'm thankful for you guys that watch, and I'll see you guys next time.